Hello lads, welcome back to the chaos. Today we are going to be doing more dimension hopping. I just gotta boot up Minecraft here. It's
I'm being fucking attacked.
upsetty at me.
Guys.
Gotta close 8 notifications, wow.
Alright, two mobs are chasing me, but I tricked them into just walking into one of the fucking portals.
Haha, it says don't touch
Oh,
your
boy.
face, haha, it's funny, haha, ha ha ha.
Haha, they really be going all out for these April Fools.
Clown. Oh, that's right, I'm still stuck in the nether.
Got myself a kit.
Where did my display go?
Oh, that's right, I'm still surrounded by mobs.
I'm gonna go help Lex.
Oh, that's right, I still have a lot of valuable resources.
Where are you guys? I'm not in
Uh,
the dimension with you guys.
I'm trying to
Okay, Lex.
get this thing to capture my game.
Let me
Capture
just sum it up. A lot happened
Minecraft.
throughout a couple of hours we were going through dimensions. Don't go into a dimension. Those portals are just.
Right now I'm just at spawn. I got a message from Minecraft in my email, in my inbox, guys. Let's find out what it is.
I'm jumping. I'm climbing, dude. I got nothing else to do, I gotta climb. I'm stuck in the stair dimension.
Ooh.
First
Apparently
up-
I've been accepted in the closed beta for Minecraft Dungeon, guys.
Epic.
Like, no joke, I actually did. And I can invite up to, I think it said 4 or 3 people. So actually, I can invite all of you guys.
Please invite us.
Yes,
We could
please
be
invite
early
us.
streamers of the game.
Hi, Lex.
Oh, heck yeah, profit.
I don't know why this isn't capturing my display, but it's not.
Beta. Okay.
God, I've returned.
I think I applied to the beta too, but I guess they didn't.
I never actually applied
Yeah.
to the beta.
I tried, and it didn't work.
So, but I got accepted, and I can invite all of you guys.
Heck yeah.
Why are you not capturing my display, OBS?
Watch out,
Why do you
watch.
gotta do this, bro?
Observe
So
that
honestly,
I
we
be
could,
the cleric that
we should
actually.
stream that tonight.
Yeah.
Welcome to our base. As you can see, it's a
Or
temple.
I should probably read the terms and conditions and make sure it doesn't say no streaming. Stinky.
Booga.
Well, saying that people are making videos about it, I don't know.
Well, but most people that are making videos about it are just talking about like the speculation and what's coming up. There's, okay, can I get armor and shit, please?
Yeah.
That's a lot of blue.
I'm trying to frickin' figure out why the
This just
display
has all
captures
the
trapped at
diamonds.
0, and it's stupid.
Salmon, if you want to get diamond armor, there, it's
Hold on,
in the
I'm gonna
chest.
try something.
I took all of the diamonds.
Lex, did you take all the diamonds?
I'll put
Garrett, we
ones
can
that I don't
easily
use
get
back.
more.
Oh, did you find a diamond dimension?
Yes.
Yes, literally the first dimension we got in.
Go to the first portal.
Okay, well the resolution changed, so
Go,
there's
go
that.
into the portal that's like, not the.
We're just making a standard nether portal.
I don't know what I
Other
did.
portal.
I don't know what I did to fix this last time, but
I need to turn up my volume for Corey. I can't hear him.
Volume, I can't hear you.
Garrett, where's the
There
iron
you go.
pickaxe?
Fixed.
yeah, that's weird.
Thanks.
Wait, this one works. So then,
Why do we have so many wooden and stone tools?
We found a
Oh,
dimension
okay.
that
So
we just
plugging in
started.
my other monitor somehow fixed it. Yes, thank you, OBS.
So,
Configuration.
Lex,
Configuration
That's just the
complete.
thinking.
Lex, to sum up why we have a bunch of iron tools, we discovered a dimension full of starter chests.
Oh,
All right, I'm joining.
So we essentially won the game within 20 seconds,
we haven't
Well,
beat the Ender Dragon
we
yet.
haven't defeated the Ender Dragon.
but we have
Craft
unlimited
data.
diamonds.
Boom. We should actually try and go beat the Ender Dragon. By that I mean just go
Yeah,
find the
but
fucking
then
end
we're
portal.
gonna
dude.
need-
Well,
Who's in
which-
another dimension right now?
I just joined.
Hello.
What dimension?
Oh wait, I'm in another dimension.
All right, I need another kit.
I am harvesting.
I'm going in.
Go build a portal somewhere. Just.
No, Lex, come with me.
Oh, okay. Is this the diamond dimension? I should grab food first, actually.
Here, you want some food? I got like
Th-
plenty.
This
I
is
found
the
some bread in the chest.
This is the diamond. The first one
Yeah.
is the diamond
Let me set
dimension.
my spawn too. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, it's the diamond dimension. It's just about.
But continuing on through the diamond dimension, we'll.
Oh, that's a lot of explosion.
Yeah, it's just particles.
Yes.
Here we have the end, but nice.
Oh, hey, this
Oh yeah,
is
this
where
is literally just the end. Also, you're kind of going ahead of me a lot.
Don't like the
This is
silver
the
too
dimension that we like to call hell because every now and then you will get mining fatigue like hell. There it is.
It's frozen over. Hell has literally frozen over.
Yep.
Haha,
And also
funny.
the daylight cycles here like really short.
Why isn't the portal working?
Because Garrett's going from portal to portal too.
No.
This is the funny dimension. We're not really sure what happens
Well, no,
here,
it's
but
not letting me through the portal. Chill out for a moment.
heck.
Okay, it's just not working. I don't know why, but I can't go through. Oh, never mind. Okay, I'm in the funny.
Lex, do you have some?
Oh, that
Do you have some blocks? I fell off here.
Jesus Christ, that is a lot of torches.
I'm over here.
Hey, why
Where?
isn't Enderman dropping anything?
I don't. Where are
Here. I fell off of a ledge, and I can't get up
Oh.
because I don't have any blocks. I'm behind you.
What the? Okay, an Enderman just came through the portal.
you?
Lex,
Why?
Lex, behind you.
I'm literally fucking. Oh, hello. Okay.
Do you have
hold
any
on.
blocks?
I mean,
Throw them down.
it's coarse dirt. Just break it. Oh, right.
God.
mining
Oh
fatigue.
God.
I've got 2 sand.
Okay,
So
that'll
the
work.
So Corey, the Enderman dimension, it has a layer of endstone.
Hey, watch out. Creepers here are fast.
Oh, Corey,
There may or may not be an Enderman in the base right now.
Corey. So the cobblestone variant of the endstone in the second dimension. Look.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see this? Yeah, it's all fine. It's on fire.
Where'd you go?
The ground is on fire.
Through the other portal.
The
Southern order.
red or the purple?
Purple. Oh, I mean the red.
Okay.
The one that's not the usual nether portal color.
Oh, you just went back to
So
the
this
end,
dimension's
okay.
pretty chill, except it's got those thingies. So we're just gonna keep. There's like literally nothing here, so we're gonna keep going. You don't need that.
Yeah, I know. I just thought some new reading might be nice.
This one's on fire.
Okay. That it is.
This one is pink. It's also a cave and has lots of bats. And
Oh yeah, it's literally like a nether generator, but on a regular world with a lot of fucking blue, purple tower.
this
things.
one is a navy of some kind. We're not really sure, but there's lots of iron here. So
Wait up. Wait up.
What just happened?
That
What
is
was
a
that
lot of
sound?
iron.
This
David,
one-
what did you do?
this one's a navy
Enderman.
with lots of iron. Moving ahead. This
Ah, there you go.
I
dimension.
want milk, Corey. Where's the milk?
I'm not sure. You might be able to find some in one of these chests.
Yo, what if we find a dimension with
I don't think milk normally appears in bonus chests.
I need
I mean,
food.
instead I'll gladly take some of the food.
Don't touch my food.
Moving on. I think this is the last dimension before we stop building portals. Oh no. Second to last. This one we're not really sure what this is.
It's,
Like-
I mean, it's pretty obvious. It's
Well, look up.
Oh, oh, what the fuck?
Yeah, we're not really sure what this is. But it's all coral and it's all making noises.
Okay, time to go.
Oh yeah, that means the next dimension is the stair dimension. Come on.
Oh, the stair dimension.
Yes.
It's just stairs.
It's just green stairs. So I'm gonna build a new portal there.
You know, maybe I should.
I also got stuck there for a moment, so don't jump off the edge. There are
Oh,
mobs
yeah, it's-
everywhere.
It's just a super flat generator with a fuck ton of. Or no, it's not even super flat. But
Yeah, you can
fuck
see
ton
where
of stairs.
you can see where Salmon got stuck. This is where I'm going to build the new portal.
Okay,
This is
let's
the
get
ice
going then.
dimension.
Let me
Yeah,
fuck with my,
You know the ice dimension with the fast-ass daylight cycle? Well, if you accidentally fall off the platform, congrats, you're gonna get spammed by fatigue from Elder Guardians.
Let me get the book.
Wait, can I throw a book in?
Yeah, sure. Throw a book in, and then I'll throw another one in.
Oh hey, this dimension's still on fire. Well, that's nice.
Just waiting on my fish.
Isn't that cannibal?
Oh,
Just-
you left the game?
It kicked me off because I think I was lagging.
Just
Well,
waiting on the fish.
It's
Uh-oh.
taking an awful long time to load this terrain. Is
take
that
a-
Fish.
bad?
Uh-oh, we're lagging.
Maybe a bad dimension for a generated.
Hold on. I'm looking at the thing. It says.
I think we've gone.
Oh, it crashed.
Okay, we discovered a bad dimension.
Java random next int. Minecraft decorated. It said truck to be generated details. Though I'm not sure if it's still. I don't think it is.
It's not.
It totally crashed.
Excuse me.
Let's see. Let's see what it says. Fork joint. Well, it's not stopping, so. I'm just gonna close that.
Break out the task manager. Well,
That's not.
that was a nice surprise. Walk into a portal and break the entire server.
Doesn't mean we should break the portal and never go into it again.
No, we should totally try to get in the portal.
I
I
don't know.
believe
If,
we've gone too deep.
if
I
we
mean,
can
it's
find a
run-
computer powerful enough to render whatever the fuck is on that side, it might be something beautiful.
It's all penises.
It's probably just spawning TNT and as like a passive mob or some crap.
You have discovered the penis dimension.
It's all TNT.
It
and then there's
should
just
be
one
back up, but
fire.
I'll try to join in first. It's encrypting.
I'm just
I'm
getting a
in.
message that
It's
says-
beige.
It's what?
It's all beige. Okay, it crashed again. So the
crashed again?
the beige dimension is a no-no zone. Let's see.
Perverted
Caused
back.
by illegal exception. Bound must be positive.
Oh,
I don't know what that
you
means.
found the funny dimension.
Caused by feature placement at XZ server.
You've been sentenced to death by beige.
Beige.
I wonder. Oh, okay. There's a crash report. Let me see the crash report. I need to see this. Hold on. We need to see what's causing the beige dimension to be unstable.
We need to file a bug report for the April Fool snapshot that they will never go back to again.
Minecraft, make this an official mod. I swear to God.
I mean, honestly, it's so cool that, like,
Somebody's probably gonna make this a mod.
All right, let's see. It said feature placement. I would assume that's like a structure.
I found a bee and a dog.
Underground.
A beehive.
It tried to load in an underground generation at 14.8 and freaking crashed the server.
they tried to what?
Chicken.
Load in underground decoration at 14.8.
Did we find... What if it was, like, a stronghold dimension or
Probably
some shit?
just all strongholds.
Stronghold made of TNT.
Uh, I'm just gonna. I'm gonna try running it again, or I could just delete the world and we could start anew.
Do we want
Let's start
to?
anew, but like not have the portal packs. Instead, just try and play it. I mean, we can have like the bookcases, but just not the portal packs. So you have to actually work to get to a portal.
Do you want us to actually waste our time building a fucking portal?
Exactly.
I mean, I guess it makes sense, but also not really.
Doing one last attempt at joining. Yeah, no, it's scary
It's
world,
done.
scary world. Gotta delete.
Well, now we need to go through and find out what the fuck was in that book so we can post it online and be like, haha, it's funny. Reward for anybody that can figure out how to get this to load.
Well, what kind of computer are you running that server on?
My gaming computer.
Bruh.
I am I'm that user, you moron. Windows doing a funny. Windows doing a real funny.
What was
I
it
think
doing?
a Windows update might have broke my mouse, because for some reason every now and then my mouse will just randomly double click.
More details. It says I need permission from myself to delete the file.
Bruh.
You know whose computer doesn't break their mouse when they update?
All right.
Whose?
Hey Lex,
Please
how do I
tell.
delete a file from freaking terminal?
On Windows? I don't fucking know.
I typed in delete. It's not working. Help. Help.
You could just use Windows Explorer.
It says I need access for myself, so I'm just like,
What
no,
the
I'm
fuck?
using command. You're using the terminal. Screw this crap. Cause well, I'm already in the file anyway.
Yeah, you'd have to look it up. I know on Unix systems it's RM -R and then whatever directory you want to delete. But like, I don't fucking know how to.
Wait, are you trying to do that from command prompt?
Yeah.
I don't know
Google
how to.
search it.
Yeah, honestly, that's my advice.
Seems
Google
like a-
search is my tech support.
Seems like a pretty. Someone Google search it.
Google searches tech support's tech support. That's the fucking thing about it.
There is no tech support, there is only India.
Hello, hello. Today we will be doing the. And then list some
Open
really
with-
complicated
Paint.
pain. Now you're
You
going
have
to want.
open...
You have to resize the canvas to 16 by 16.
Sir, are you resizing the Sir, please stop disrespecting me, sir. Sir, I'm trying
Oh,
to
it's just
help you.
it's just straight erase.
Erase it.
That's boring. Fuck you, Bill Gates.
Yes, I'm sure.
Yes, I want to. Wait.
It didn't.
That face from Bill Gates.
You
sucks.
stupid man. Fine. It's probably upset because I'm accessing it through command prompt, so let me just like delete that. Yeah, there we go. Now I gotta reopen command prompt.
Alright.
Windows be big smart sometimes.
Dungeons Beta FAQ. How do I play with my friends? For playing with friends, make sure you log in your Microsoft account, blah blah blah. Alright. The progress you make won't carry over after they actually game.
Corey, I hope you still realize you're doing this all on stream.
Yeah, but it's not sharing that window. It's just sharing Minecraft. New world. New world is
Well,
generating.
title screen.
Up to 3 friends can be invited to the closed beta. So you guys are lucky. You all just got a ticket straight into playing Minecraft Dungeons Beta.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
sweet.
Well, let's see here.
Where's the... Oh, that's right, I'm playing in the snapshot, therefore literally everything is broken.
9,
Uh,
16.
2.
The heck are warped planks?
That's something that's part of the normal snapshot 7.
Yeah, it's
Okay, I'm in.
they're made out of the nether
You're
wood.
in?
Oh, right.
You're in. Ha 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 ha. You're in. Ha 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 ha. Funny.
Okay, so
You know, I'm just
Funny.
gonna stay here. You know, I don't need.
it turns out Minecraft runs way better if you set the full screen resolution to 1080p and then actually set Minecraft to be full screen so that it actually renders at that, rather than just leaving Minecraft to render at 5K. That might be why my computer was dying.
Mine just says current resolution.
Well, specifically, I went in the
Apple,
video
Tim
settings
Apple.
and set the full screen resolution 1080p. And
I
it was
just
fucking
pressed
murdering my Intel integrated graphics.
In a hole, as if I was going to fill the entire place with Minecraft blocks. From the depths has really broken me.
Where are you? The server's up.
Yeah,
Huh?
get on the
Oh,
server,
I was
Snoopy.
in a side creative world.
Get on the server, libtard.
I smell eggs and toast.
I think Salmon's having a stroke.
That's because they're making eggs and toast.
Oh no, I lost my marble.
Garrett dropped all of his marbles on the ground. Hey, is there any way to craft that bookshelf thing?
I don't think so.
Just make a friggin' chest full of them.
Yeah, once we make a chest, I'll just fill it with them.
Alright, boys. So is this the new Thanksgiving special dimension?
Dimension version.
Honestly,
God.
I want to run just like a fucking public server with the snapshot, just see how far it goes if everybody
Box.
just has... You know, somebody's just gonna generate a fucking funny dimension and kill the
100.
server every 3 minutes.
Hold on, I'm trying to
Does this
find.
mean does this mean we should make jokes about Rick and Morty while playing this?
Okay,
And
there's 1,000
Rick
of
and
those
Morty.
boxes of infinite books, so we shouldn't run out at any time.
wait, there's 1,000? What does that mean?
I put 1,000 boxes in the chest.
Oh. Oh, okay.
We need obsidian. Start mining.
Oh, that 1,000 I would think looks bigger, but okay.
Get digging, partner.
I think I fixed it. I literally had to set double click speed to be really, really slow.
Or pig.
That way, it does the yeah.
I found iron.
Nice. Get it,
Gather
something,
food.
kiddo.
Okay, libtard. I'm just gonna turn all this wood into sticks. Okay, now that's annoying. Back to Windows settings. What? Oh crap, driver's ed in 30 minutes.
Haha.
Forgot about that one. And I sadly will not be able to play Minecraft while doing driver's ed because I need to actually focus on driver's ed.
It's amazing.
Well, I was going to do driver's ed this summer, but quite frankly, I'm pretty sure society will collapse before them, and nobody will be able to stop me from just driving a car.
What do you think April holds? What do you think?
Honestly, does anybody have a
Friggin'
big-
Yellowstone's gonna explode.
Does anybody have a fucking bingo board for this? Because honestly,
Yes, let's
Society
click.
completely collapses.
That's great. It starts with an earthquake.
Bingo.
Corn snakes and airplane. I need torch.
honestly,
Well,
I
it
should-
hasn't started with an earthquake, so
I started cooking wood for
it
charcoal.
started
so
with
you can make
Australia
cooking
on
that.
fire. Therefore, we should be good.
Guys, you know the term March winds, April showers? Well, the showers this month is gonna be like a boatload of lightning.
Who's ready for the acid rain?
Hold on.
Acid rain.
It's gaming time, motherfuckers.
Your mom walks out.
Like, just immediately turns.
Full 180 walks away.
right, kids. Let's make some hibachi.
Should we make a tiny base for preparations? Okay, let's see here. I found iron.
We're speedrunning this, boys.
Coop speed run 3 years.
I swear I saw like thing. I'm gonna take all these sweet berries.
Fun fact, there's no significant evidence that fruit actually exists. I'm just gonna keep saying this.
Oxygen doesn't exist.
Alright, let's keep going. Keep pushing, lads.
Guys, I found a cave. I found a cave.
Hello.
That's good. To where?
A cave.
I think it's an underground cave. It goes far underground. So
You don't say.
let's just move our base there.
How far?
Just move our weed stash there.
We're,
Here,
we're just digging to block 12, then we're gonna be diamond hunting.
Let's see here. I'm in charge of cave exploration.
I guess. There's not really assigned jobs or anything.
Coal. Oh yeah, there's a lot of iron here.
The hell is that noise?
I heard a spider.
I hear someone wandering around next to me.
That's me.
I hear a spider as well.
Funny.
I hear a skeleton.
Oh, that's a big ass ravine. Cool.
Oh, that's good.
I'm almost there.
Alright, it's time to gaming.
I need torches.
I got some charcoal.
Yeah, I got sticks, so.
I got coal. Yeah. Like, how much iron do we need?
All of it.
Because I currently got 14.
I am horribly unprepared to be in a cave like this.
I have a sword.
Oh hey, actual coal. I'm just gonna ignore that zombie. Fun fact, if you ignore your problems, they're not there.
Yeah, that's how childcare works.
Oh my god, this nerd won't fucking shut up! The stupid nerd.
Is it. Does his name start with a J?
His name is he's dead. Oh fuck, a skeleton.
Haha, I know where Lex lives.
Garrett will come to your house.
I saved it on a sticky note.
Garrett will be real in 20 seconds.
Garrett will appear in your house.
Give me rocks. Or I
Give
will-
me rocks!
Give me your rock. Give me your marble collection or I'm gonna appear in your house.
Okay, I'm at block 12 hunting for some diamonds.
I'm in a ravine.
I found some redstone.
Alright, skeleton looking bony ass motherfucker.
Jeez, what do you have against a skeleton?
He's trying to kill me, that's what I have against him.
So, take it as a compliment. He could kill any other person.
No, he couldn't, I'm the only one in this ravine.
Yeah, but
I hear lava.
skeletons can kill any other person if they want to, but they go for you. Take it as a compliment.
They care about Lex so much to kill him.
Yeah. Don't take it as an insult.
I hear some lava, so even if we can't find obsidian, we can probably make a portal up here.
Yeah, that zombie just like freaking teleported. That's a hole. I'm gonna go in it. Actually, no, it's nighttime. I'm gonna get back to base, wherever it is.
I hear a lot of lava. Ah, I found the lava.
I think I'm lost.
Those are skeletons. This is not a
Ow.
good situation. Jesus Christ.
This isn't good. I'm low on health and it's starting to become nighttime.
I am not prepared for battle right now. The more you know.
Right, well, I found lava, so we could probably make another portal if you can make a bucket.
I found a giant pool of lava. I could try and make another portal right now. Actually, I should go ahead and do that. Kids, get ready. Because I'm going to hell. Alright, I just need to...
Honestly, we could just make one portal and just save all the books.
Alright. I mean, we only need one portal to start, and then we can work depending on where that takes us. Oh fuck, I just got a text from my mom. She called coronavirus the Rona.
The Rona.
I don't... The Rona. God is dead, and we have killed... Wacky.
Hey, God is dead. You want to see his corpse? Want to poke it with a stick?
I hear water.
I also hear water, but that's because I'm in it. Oh fuck, that's a zombie.
Oh. Hello.
Alright, so,
I found the ravine you were talking about. I'm in it.
oh, I'm in the ravine, so, like, come on over, bro.
I think this is the ravine you were talking
Going
about.
up,
However, I think I'm at the other side of it.
Damn.
There's a lot of gold in
Ooh.
here, though.
Guess this is block 12.
You're not water. Delicious. It's like soup, but for the brain.
Alright, I've dug into the ravine from the mine shaft. I see Garrett over there flailing about.
No, I'm doing a
Yeah, I just need an infinite water source. I'm working on the,
digging in a straight line. I found lapis. It's like digging
Move.
in line.
Nope, shit. That wasn't intentional.
If you go 2 blocks over for extra efficiency.
That's a zombie. Alright, so it's... Okay, I need one more up.
dinner.
Okay,
Food? Food exists?
okay, I'm gonna be AFK for dinner.
Rip.
Okay.
I'm heading up to the general area where it's nice and lit up, and I'm just gonna hide in here.
Okay, have fun.
Lex be solo.
Yeah, I'm working on the portal. I'm like halfway done. Alright.
Actually, wait. I'm a server operator. I can go spectate you while I'm AFK.
Give the viewers content.
I think you and me are in a different ravine.
Oh. That's what. Alright.
There you are.
I guess this is just my stream now.
Lex's funny show.
Quite comedic.
I wonder what it is that we're having for dinner.
Probably food.
I could barely contain my excitement. See you in a bit.
Wait, shit, is that... Yeah, that seems right. I am out of cobblestone. Ah, that's gravity for you. Makes you fall. Somebody should make a TV show about that. I'm funny, guys. God, it's so good. Alright, so we need these two. There. And you know what? Fuck it. Alright, good. Alright, now I just need flint. Oh, that was fast. And now we just need to go get a book. So I have to head upstairs for that one. Alright. Oh, who's feeding my audio back to me? It's not good. It's not nice. Go stop it. Alright. Should go find some food too. Alright, funny book. Go ahead and let's find some food. I'm gonna fill some time. Oh yeah, free wood. See? Was this... Okay. So now, on the topic of food, eating, I mean, there's gotta be animals somewhere, right? I see a creeper, but I can't eat that yet. Aha, pigs. Now to murder them all. Alright, let's see if we can pull this off. Yes! No, no! You wanna be a bitch? Death! Death! There it is. Alright, and there's a sheep over here. Actually, you know what? I'll shoot them before I murder them. That'd be nice. Burn! Now go for the sheer one first. Oh, who's there?
How am I still alive?
I don't know, honestly. I built a portal, I just need to throw a book into it.
What day are we on? We are on day... Forget where you find it. I completely forget where you find it. Where's the day? Facing west. Oh, whatever. I also appear to have lost everyone. In my hunt to find one chicken. Oh, it's just you?
Yeah, Corey's currently spectating me so that I can just lead the stream in the meantime.
Oh, crap. Alright. Got driver's ed in like 10 minutes. Great. Alright. Time for our driver's ed pre-check.
Yeah, I've been shooting
Check.
sheep, spraying them alive, you know, just fun stuff.
Cue my phone sending me an email how I have driver's ed in 10 minutes. Go to our importance tab. Go back to settings. Yeah, so thanks Windows Update for completely screwing up my mouse.
This is why I never update my computer. I'm still on Windows Vista.
Bruh. So Garrett's in the call, but he's doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, they're at dinner right now, so it's like, yeah.
I literally just had dinner. Goat cheese ravioli.
I'm probably gonna have dinner soon, so like... And obviously,
Probably.
I didn't want to hop through the portal, so right now I'm getting food.
Oh, you already got a portal?
Yeah, I built a portal, and I grabbed a box. I was gonna get some food, and hopefully only actually get the portal running once, you know, we have people. I guess I can just go to the regular nether for now.
That'll work.
Oh my god, bitch.
Easy way to check out all the fancy new stuff they've added.
It's true. I could check out regular Nether update stuff.
Corey's still streaming?
Yeah, he's possessing me so that I can run the stream.
Ah,
I'm not
yes.
already.
Subscribe to Lex.
Subscribe to Poopaha. Link in the description.
Go to www.lexscoby.com.
Go to Poop. I actually own that, but I don't have a up to it yet, so please don't go to it. Actually,
DDoS the server.
There's no server. It's literally not hooked up to anything. Actually, it's hooked up to my email with like.
DDoS Google.
It's you think it's hooked up to Gmail? That's cute. I'm using Proton Mail, bitch.
I have it hooked up to my AOL. I could seriously buy funnybox.club for $1.
And you should.
I should, right? But the problem is, I'd probably just forget about it.
Yeah, that happens to me with all of my domains.
And even then, I
Also,
still have to pay
when-
like $10 for it to not put up my credentials.
Ooh, a jungle.
So that's like...
It's fine. Let's find a jungle temple, kids. Oh fuck, melons.
Melone. But yes, apparently that random $20 I found in my account was for grades for second semester, second quarter. Because my parents pay me $5
gonna burn
for
the-
every A.
I'm gonna burn the jungle down.
Do it. Haha, Brazil go whoosh. I'm close. Because I have a certain threshold for like a minimum amount I want to keep in my account. So I'm like 2 weeks away from getting a new
Oh
hard
boy.
drive,
It's spreading.
and that's 512 extra gigabytes.
Oh lord, it's spreading.
Oh, it's spreading. Look how we still have the whole get to Ram Ranch thing set up on the server. That's funny.
I'm just gonna destroy the Split and Seal, burning down the jungle.
Yes,
honestly,
native
it might as well.
population.
Alright, well, take some bamboo. And now we've got the stuff to set up at least a half decent farm, I guess.
Funny. Unit 5. Driving in neighborhoods. Oh, great. Unit 4 was breaking away and we saw, like, several people get murdered on the highway.
Ooh, fun!
Yeah, that's driver's ed for you. It's just murder. You know that
To
old
scare you into
subreddit,
driving
watch
deadly.
people die? It's that, but it lasts 3 hours and it's super boring.
And it's endorsed by the government.
Da-da-da!
Watch People Die isn't officially endorsed by the government, but...
It was technically endorsed by a company that ran it. Well, there are several websites you can now go to. But, like, the point of it was, I wouldn't have, like, 800 sketchy programs trying to, like...
You just be on Reddit. Yeah, I mean,
Just
I
a
don't
random
really
Russian text.
I don't really get the appeal of watching corpses. Like, whatever fucking floats your horrible, messed up boat, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, sugarcane, I should grab that.
I mean, I remember I once found somebody's suicide video on r/cursed videos.
Oh.
Yeah. And I definitely knew that was not special effects.
torch and don't mind if I... Oh, fuck.
It's
Like,
interesting
I do have
because
torch.
class number 4 was breaking away, right? And that's just about, you know, actually driving on your own. And then class number 8 is collisions, malfunctions in adverse conditions. So I wonder if that's just gonna be more endless slaughtering. Just, and then all of a sudden little Timmy's a friggin' stain on the side of the sidewalk. God. Can you get your permit yet?
Yeah, I was supposed to get it a couple of weeks ago, and then the DMV fucking closed.
I was literally supposed to be able to get it 2 days from now. Oh wait, no, they were closed on Sundays. 3 days
Alright.
from now.
I've gotta go. Very, very cool. Wait, did I actually check the chest? Am I stupid?
Yippee,
Oh,
I
yeah,
guess
garbage.
I'm running the
Oh,
stream
wait,
now.
this is...
Oh wait, no, I have to go.
Yeah, the
Yippee.
driver's ed thing.
Yep. Oh,
That whole
crap.
deal?
God help.
No. Alright, well, I am out. Sorry, game. Alright. At the
Hello, Lex, I have returned. Huh? What the? Alright, well this is interesting. I don't know where Lex is. I think our house is over here. Ah, spoiler, spoiler. No, it's not up there. How the hell did Lex get all the way over there then?
Guys, the Pope. Okay, we're gonna burn anybody who doesn't, who defies. No, we're gonna
purge
I don't
anybody
know
who
how
defies
Lex
us.
got over here. I'm teleporting to you.
Wait, what happened?
I went to spectator.
Isn't that cheating?
Well, no, just to spectate Lex while he milled about. Though now I don't know where the hell he ended up, so. You could probably ping him.
Known to Thanksgiving special at
I pinged him. See if he'll get back.
Diamonds located.
Where?
Watch your step. Be very careful.
The hell? Ah, he's at dinner.
Yeah, that and Corey, this is exactly what I was. Okay,
Diamond's located where?
just follow me.
Oh, I see him. Yeah, Lex ended up in a freaking mob spawner somewhere. I don't know where the hell. How the hell. Or who the hell.
Be very careful. I'm gonna
2.
2. Ah, well, 1 short.
No. 4.
You got 4. Nice. Hey, pickaxe.
Yep. And mech base.
Head back quickly. I'm gonna go get the iron.
This is day 2. It is day 2.
And we already found diamonds.
Yes.
We be one of the worst speedrunners, but we are speedrunners. Maybe bad at it, but we are speedrunners.
Alright. Well,
Zombie.
this little spot could be turned into a base pretty easy. Has Lex created his portal yet? Do you know?
Nope.
I think he did. Which means that there is a portal open to another dimension. Get some wood. Do 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 do. There we are. Okay. I'm gonna come down there and grab some obsidian.
More lava. Ooh, iron. Let's see here. I'm going to.
Hey, do we have any food? Actually, there's 5 pork chops in here.
Yeah. No, you're welcome. Let's see here. Are there more diamonds on this side?
He says, "Don't portal without him." Okay, well, I'll just make a portal while he's... Garrett, you missed some gold here.
Gold isn't really our priority yet. That's a skeleton. Yeah, screw that. Nope, that's a skeleton.
I don't see a skeleton.
There's a skeleton. I can assure you that there was a skeleton. You're a genius, Corey. I just saw you mine iron. I just saw you mine iron and watch
I'm
it
going to
fall.
the ravine where Lex was.
Okay, I'm gonna go see if I can build a house.
Because I need obsidian. Where's the entrance to his tunnel? That stupid spider is still here. Ah, here it is.
The streets.
That's a skeleton. Garrett, bring sword.
Okay, hold on. Going as fast as
I'm
I
at
can.
2 hearts.
Just run. Run, boy, run. The wood is up.
Wait, there's another skeleton. He's got the pickaxe.
Skeleton has the pickaxe.
No. Just making a guess. I need these. Okay, bye.
Run, boy, run. I'm gonna go kill that skeleton. Where did you die?
I'll show you. Here. Come here, you spooky.
Wait, where'd you go? Oh, you went that way?
What? There's 3 skeletons, Garrett. I need backup.
I'm here.
Alright, cover me while I get obsidian.
Oh, Lex already made a portal frame.
Yeah, I'm making a one close to the surface though.
I'm gonna go get gravel. Yo.
Zombie Garrett, cover me!
God damn-
You had one job! You literally had one job!
Yes, and you don't have a job.
I'm literally mining.
I wonder if this is
Alright, halfway.
Okay, we got some flint.
He said don't portal without him. You can go into the nether, though.
Yeah. I just kind of want to see where we are in the nether. Oh yeah, right. Oh yeah, right. Crap. They attack me. Attack me if I don't wear gold. As long as they don't know of my existence, I should be fine.
Alright,
Ba, 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 yeah, ba,
done. Heading to the surface.
ba, 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 da, da. Don't they attack me? Yeah. They don't attack me? I thought they did.
Gary, you have flint and steel, right?
Yeah, I have Lynn Seal.
Okay, because I'm gonna need you to light this portal in the portal room.
So, should we make a portal, a house of portals?
No, just one, and we have bookshelves.
Yeah, but should we save a portal? Like, how are we going to save a dimension? Like,
Well, we just keep the bookshelf. We make like a library.
what are you doing?
Hollowing out a room.
Don't use a diamond pickaxe for that,
Why?
because that's a waste.
What do you mean? I'm not wasting it. I'm using it.
Yeah, but if you're gonna be mining stuff out, don't use a diamond pickaxe. Use like some iron or stone.
But it's fast. Besides, you can go find more diamonds.
Yeah, but then how are you gonna mine the diamonds?
With the iron pickaxe, you dolt.
The skeleton be strafing. That'd be whack. Do you want? No, skeleton. Hit this skeleton.
Garrett, could you make some torches and bring them down?
You know what? Fine. You know what? Why are there so many skeletons? Oh, yes, fight each other. Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, get some of those books. What the hell happened to you?
Porcupine.
Grab some of those.
Need to go find more food.
Gonna have a nice library here. Let's make this look nice. While Lex eats his dinner. What are you doing?
I'm gonna be farming. Yes, killing skeletons and using their remnants for berries. Dun, dun. Ba, ba. That's a baby zombie. Why? There's two. There's two baby zombies. There's three. What? What? There's three. There's three. There's three. Corey, help! Corey, help! Corey, there's three baby zombies. Help! Help! Help!
Don't bring them in here.
Jesus Christ! Why are there three? Kill the children. Why were there three? I was not expecting me. That was unexpected. Time to kill the skeleton. And of course, there's two. So way back in my mind, got her pickaxe swinging from side to side, side to side. This task a grueling one, hope to find some diamonds tonight, night, night. Diamonds tonight. Heads up,
House.
you hear a sound, turn around and look up. Total shock filled your body. Oh no, it's you again. I can never forget those eyes I saw.
Library.
Library. Wait, did you put it? Wait, did you just put down all the bookshelves?
No.
Okay, because we need to keep some out in case he actually find a good one. Oh, look at foxes! Give me your sheep. Give me a flash. Need like. Wait. Forgot to look at my hunger. And how many beds do we need? Like. Whoop. Ah, nice. So we're gonna need like 12 wool. And I'm just going on a massive. I'm just going on a killing spree. That's a sheep. That's a. Spawn, you're stupid. I need like one more because I know that I have a piece of wool at home. Oh, there we are. Now we have enough.
Garrett, do you have more doors?
Yes, I have more doors. What do you ask?
I need them.
Okay. I'm heading back to base. Please don't tell me that. Oh wait, no, I know this area. I think I have a sense of direction. But if I don't, I'll just tell you I'll just ask for the coordinates. I think I'm going the right way. No, I don't think I am. Corey, what's the coordinates?
Negative 219, 79. Negative 79.
Oh, okay, so I think I was going the right direction. I got a lot of food.
Door.
Dude, honey.
You didn't even know the lyrics.
Okay, so I've got 4 beds. Now I'm gonna color them, and then I'm gonna find flowers to color the beds. Because I'm gonna have like, what color do you want your bed?
I don't care, just get one.
I'm gonna make mine red. Let's see here. I'm gonna make your bed like gray. 'Cause you never asked for any certain type of color. If only I can find a flower field, that would be really useful. That's a jungle on fire. Why is it burning? Corey? Corey, I found. Oh. Corey. What's this piece of wood? Oh, it's a hole. This whole jungle's on fire.
Oh, dang.
And I'm lagging. It's a ravine. Yep. So I got a red bed, a gray bed, a blue bed, and an orange bed. Let's see here. I'm gonna put them in a chest. Whoever just grabs it, congrats, you got it. So let's see here. Base with. Oh, I thought that was a ravine. Oh my god. Oh, I thought that was a ravine. My heart kind of stopped. Base. I have no idea. We are in a field. Okay, I'm back.
Hey, what do you need for a stone cutter?
I don't know. Hold on. Stand. I don't know, but whatever it is, we don't have the materials because it's not appearing in the crafting menu.
Let me try something. There we go.
What'd you do?
Okay, you need three stone and iron ingot, and that's about it.
I'm going to take my red bed. And I'm gonna make a sleeping quarters if you don't mind.
That looks pretty good.
Okay, so now. That's how you make polished diorite? Cool. I guess. Hello?
Hello?
Hello. Did you portal without me? You better not have.
No.
We have not.
Alright. Yeah, I've got the portal built. I just needed to start it.
So
but I
do
was
we.
waiting for you guys, so I got a bunch of food.
We got
Did you
a...
build another portal?
Yes. It's
Why'd
close...
you make me waste my time then?
Because
Fun.
We just wanted you to cry.
Piss your pants, maybe.
But yeah, later tonight we should stream Minecraft Dungeons.
Yes, we should.
Yes.
Stack.
definitely.
Bruh.
Why can't I click anything? Oh, never mind.
Oh,
Okay,
do you have Minecraft selected as one of the windows?
Yeah, it's a weird bug on macOS where it just kind of goes like, haha, fuck you. And
Yeah,
then
Lex,
you-
we've been a bit busy.
Oh, no.
I currently
Coming
built a
in.
sleeping quarters.
Yeah, I shit myself during dinner and I had to play it cool, so I'm currently, and the bathroom is in use afterwards, so I'm kind of sitting in a pile of my own shit right now.
It's pretty epic.
Alright, yeah, I got a bunch of food while I was waiting for you guys.
Yeah, I noticed, because I got back here and I was spectating you, and suddenly I'm in the middle of a freaking, like, mob spawner in the middle of nowhere. So I teleported to Garrett.
Can you teleport me to you guys? Because I'm a little lost.
I can give you the coordinates.
Please.
Please, I'm scared.
Negative 213. Negative 78. I just had...
Alright, so I am heading southwest.
What? Okay.
That's an airline.
I had a door, and then it vanished, and then it reappeared. So I would assume that we're lagging, but I'm not sure. I'm questioning my existence.
I do find this quite comedic.
Currently making
Wait, what was the X code again?
X negative 215. How could you do this, Garrett?
what?
How could you do this to me?
What did Gart do?
He put a polished diorite into my perfectly good cobblestone wall for no apparent
What the
reason.
fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck?
What?
Why did you do that?
I don't
Terrible.
know.
Stinky.
Absolutely horrible.
Oh yeah, I found melon, by the way.
Nice.
What?
You know, I should probably get a sign to name the beds.
Oh yeah, I also shared a bunch of wool, but I see you guys dealt with that problem.
Well, I would assume Lex is gonna want the orange bed.
Yeah. Yeah. Wait, I went too far on the X, and also not far enough on the
You did
Z.
what to your ex?
E. I'm coming, guys. I'm coming.
I need another door. Garrett, do you have another piece of wood?
Another piece of wood? No, I don't. I just used it to make signs.
Okay,
Getting
fine.
close. I see a torch.
Then I'll do this to bother you.
I see a name tag.
Wait, I need 2 of these.
Hello. I see a Corey.
Hello? We've been busy.
Alright, yeah, we got a whole fortress going on here. Let me start some food in the oven, put some stuff in my...
Wait, let me put some food in the oven. Sets house on fire. There we go.
Corey,
What?
As you can see, the names of the.
Garrett, can you please give this room a floor?
Yes, I'm going
I got some bamboo.
But quickly,
So
but
we can
quickly
farm
look.
some bamboo, I fucking guess.
What?
Quickly look at the signs.
Cork. Samlin.
Alright, fuck it. I'm just gonna bring
Yeah,
all of
Lex,
this
you want to see the portal room?
Oh god, this is terrible, and I hate it. And alright. Is this the, oh boy.
So yeah, we can just pull them off, and then as we go, we can put signs on each of them that describe what the hell we
Are
walked
we
into.
about ready to activate?
I think so. First, Garrett needs to freaking make a floor to this room, or I'm going to shoot him.
Honestly, you probably should have put Garrett down a long time ago.
Yeah.
Not if I kill myself first.
E.
I need food. I will eat this egg.
I will eat this child.
Wait,
Oh,
so
crap.
the-
Help, I need an adult. I don't have my pickaxe broken, I can't leave.
There you go.
Garrett, that's why. Get wrecked. Where did I get this Where did I get this box from? Which one of you broke one of these?
I threw one at you.
Oh.
I had one in my inventory because I was gonna do the honors because I built a fucking portal already. Stinky ass.
Stinky. Here, have some orange dye to make up for it for your shields.
This is
I mean,
definitely
I'm
not
gonna
an
eat it.
insane asylum.
You can make a banner and just dye it straight orange.
Yeah, I know. I know how Obama works. I need
How
wood.
does Obama work?
Garrett has somehow got himself even more stuck. Like, how the hell?
This is how they. What the fuck did he do?
Look, yeah, Garrett, that's not the room. Where are you digging?
Garrett, are you trying to escape?
Yes. Garrett, there's plenty. We have 43 diorite. Here, I can just slap it in the frickin' stone cutter and make 43. Here, that should be enough. What the hell are you doing?
I could tell you. I could tell you if I could.
Alright, hold on. How the fuck do you make, like, the banner table? thing?
It's like a sign, except instead of, instead of
No,
planks,
I
it's...
know how to make a banner, but the loom. All right. Oh, that's cheap. All right. I just need some string.
We got 5
No.
in here.
We had 4 in the other chest, so I just.
Wait, what the hell? What?
I
Forgot
took it.
I forgot I put that other chest there.
All right. Let's just throw that in. Throw that in. Just I can do a fucking gradient. Make it look stupid. Yep. There we go.
If you don't like the design of the freaking quarter bed.
All right. What do you think of my shield?
change it.
Oh, wait, use it. Like, right click. Ooh.
Yo, I remember one like a server that I was on. I made a clan that was literally.
Sorry, but we going down on the floating bed tonight. This is a very, decorated room. Alright, let's light the port.
Wait for me. Wait for me.
I should probably grab, like, a sword or something.
Yeah, I've just got a full set of tools because honestly, God knows what's gonna happen.
Alright,
Oh,
let's...
I should grab water real quick.
Oh, we
actually,
should make signs. So we know what each of the
I need to get
bookshelf
some
things do.
hydration fluid for my for safety reasons, for OSHA regulation reasons. Why is there no nearby water? What the fuck?
No one knows.
Walter.
Oh wait.
yeah, maybe I should.
Oh,
look
wait a
at
minute. I just realized I had a bucket of water in my inventory before. I must have put that in the chest. Whoops.
All right.
Mine.
Well, there's signs in the chest now, so let's head
There
in.
it is.
I should.
Yep, let's go. Oh wait, hold on. Let me make armor.
Lex, your
I just want to be absolutely sure I'm prepared.
Lex, your shield looks like an orange cream soda.
Yeah, I know. That was the idea.
Oh, Lex, have you seen the signs that he put for names in the room? Samlin, Lax.
Alright, I'm ready to go.
Alright, let's do this crap. Alright,
Let the portal.
I'll take this one.
yeah, start in there.
Wait, so does the same box always produce the same book?
Yes.
Yes. it
Alright,
does.
I'm going in.
Into the mother.
Oh,
And it's... Oh!
that's a lot of wood.
That's a
Okay,
lot of...
water.
That's a lot of jungle wood.
This is a big-ass, weird-ass tree, basically. We're inside a giant tree.
It's one wacky
Don't
tree.
piss off any of the Endermen.
I'm trying. Well, at least dump a bucket of water on them, man.
Yeah, don't
Alright.
stare the black man in the eye.
Well,
Wait, this is all just freaking wood. It's all wood. You can just mine
we've
this.
got a jungle wood resource, I guess.
That's nice.
Alright.
There's
Let-
not much here.
See,
So on to the next dimension.
Yep. Let me name that. That was the bottom box here, right?
yes.
Yeah, I think that was bottom right on the
It was
right.
It was this one.
I'm just
Yeah,
gonna name
Wood.
big ass and tree. Alright.
Alright, on to the next one.
Yep.
Can
let's-
I do it?
Yep.
Alright.
Which one? Which one are you doing?
The one right next to it.
Oh, the next blue one.
Oh, mushroom dimension.
Oh, this
Oh,
is...
it's a giant mushroom island.
Oh, it's a giant mushroom. Yes. We
Oh,
can make
fuck,
so
this
much
is
soup
actually
with this.
awesome.
Ooh. Guys, there's end cities.
Wait,
There's.
there's Ensign. Oh fuck, there is. Oh, this.
It's.
Okay.
What the hell?
All right. Let's see if there's any good loot.
The ground is
I guess.
wood as well.
Oh, the ground is made up of mycelium, dirt, purple, and wood.
The usual things.
Oh, what is?
What the hell?
It's even more. It's
Oh
an even
boy,
bigger.
The
Star Wars
stairs
reference.
here.
dude, this is actually insane.
Yeah, freaking the lighting helps
Why?
it. It makes it more scary.
What is this?
Let's. Yeah,
Screw-
so we've got.
It's just
bunch of
birch.
I've explored some of the end boats on them before, and I think they don't actually have loot. They just have cryptic books in them, which is unfortunate, but that's life, I
I'm sure
guess.
there's pots. There's potions as well. Yeah, there's potions.
Oh yeah, there's potions in the
And then
things.
brews.
But there's nothing in the chests, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, if only there was elytras in here. That would be overpowered.
Or I mean, there's cryptic books that are presumably foreshadowing some update or something. Ah. Gravity.
What if we tried throwing one of these in the portal?
Gravity? Who gives a crap about gravity? Me.
I give a shit about gravity. Hello, I'm Sir Gravity, inventor of gravity.
I fell over, and that's when I decided to create gravity.
Don't you need to create gravity before you can fall over?
No, he fell over and he just fell up and continued going.
And then decided to come up with gravity.
I just nearly died.
Okay, don't.
Good thing I have a potion of healing.
Don't close the portal, don't. Wait, those are pistons. These are pistons.
What are pistons?
This? Sticky pistons.
I have no freaking clue where you are.
They're sticky pistons.
Oh, I see snow and diamond blocks.
There's a circle.
Oh, I
Just
see.
Pistons.
Bring a fucking. Okay, hold on. Let me just get crafting. I found diamond blocks and snow in like a clump.
Where?
Oh wait, I have an iron pickaxe already. I'm stupid.
Are you still in the funny zone?
I'm in the dimension.
What the hell kind of structure is that? There's a ship under here.
Look, wait.
Dude, this is the between biome. There's ships in everywhere.
I don't freaking know what the like. How do we get in here?
I
We-
don't know where Lex is.
we can't. We're in the same place. Corey and I
ships.
are in the.
Did you guys get out of the ship?
We got a crap ton of diamonds.
Oh, I
Yeah,
see.
oh right, I brought a spoon. I can clear out.
Why? What the hell? Why are there so many diamonds here? What did this used to be?
Got the money. Oh wait, that's diamond block. I can't break that with a shovel.
Money.
Or a stone
This
pickaxe.
is journey into money. Loads of money. Da, 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 da.
My inventory is full of snow. I really wish the snow would stop going into my inventory.
Alright, so this is. I'm gonna steal all the snow so we can make snowmen.
Bruh.
Or wait, can I? Can... Oh no, I can't hit people with this. Should we let G in? Should we let
Dude,
G
this-
in? Or is he gonna
This
like
is
fucking bomb
fucking
everything?
insane. This dimension.
I don't know. G might be. Like...
Oh, is that a bone structure?
Yeah, these
Fucking
are
bone
structures.
structure.
There's a
No, wait,
tree made out of
wait,
bone
take the
here.
bones, take the bones, take the bones. We can use that for farming. Like
Jesus
really good
Christ,
farming.
that's a lot of bone meal.
We're going to make so much
Dude,
bone
this is
meal.
gonna make so. I mean, these are in the regular Nether though, so like this isn't even like crazy alternate dimension thing. This is just.
I currently got
This is just a thing that
45.
exists.
So yeah.
I have a
put 'em in the-
stack of bone meal.
Okay, I think we should go.
Oh boy, that makes so much bone meal. Jeez. Okay. Well, let's. I think we've seen a lot of what this dimension has to offer, and we probably will be coming back because it's got good shit.
Yeah, like a
But
bunch
I
of
think we
diamond
should
blocks.
get back to exploring.
Yes.
I don't know which way the portal is.
And there's no hostile enemies that are attacking us.
I'm
so
just
this
gonna
is-
go where Corey is because he probably knows where
This
he's
is a
going.
good
right?
dimension. There's a lot of good resources.
Yeah, we've got.
They're
Yeah, we've got
freaking
soup.
moof root.
We've
Wait,
got. There's soup. There's mushrooms. There's there's a lot of shit.
Yeah, wait, hold on. Can't I just like
Corey, wait up.
give me 1 sec. Can't I just like
All right, Garrett, we're abandoning you.
no wait, I'm gonna get
We'll just leave the portal open. We'll just
Yeah, you could just get soup directly from them.
All right, well, we've got diamonds. That's nice.
Wait, where are you guys? Don't leave me.
we just
Head
head.
the house.
Yeah, we went back.
Please, I don't want to be abandoned.
I'm gonna make some more signs.
Garrett, you were abandoned at birth. This is
Where's the
consistent
freaking
for you.
portal? Where's the portal? I'm scared.
There is no portal.
Wait, if you think about it, people can actually survive in this dimension.
Yeah, I mean, it's got the essentials.
And now I have no idea where the portal is, which is a problem. Could somebody like go into this dimension and tell me the chords?
Sure,
Yeah,
Lex,
hold
go
on.
help him.
Well, okay, when you put it like that, no. You'll be a bitch about it.
I know you have a tendency to not know where the heck you are walking. But yeah, you can go help him. I'd like to watch the chaos.
I'm not helping him. You can't do this to me.
What are you saying?
Garrett, just go to the Mushroom Island and the portal's like right there.
I am walking through the Mushroom Island, and there's like nothing. It's a huge island, Corey.
Negative 219, negative 87.
21987.
I'm gonna make a chest just with signs in it.
On the portal. Okay. This is what lodestones are gonna be.
Wow,
really
the
easy.
bedroom sure does look like absolute shit.
Problem with it, why don't you fix it?
I just put signs in that chest. I need slab.
Blax proceeds
That's
to
a loom.
actually try to fix it.
Slab.
Just to make it-
Slab.
That face when bones.
Bonus. Okay, I want to try throwing this orders book in there.
It's gonna like send us to hell or something.
We're never gonna see this dimension again, so get ready.
Good shit. Corey is really not prepared.
It's
Oh.
oh boy, that
Oh.
is a lot of crying obsidian.
Oh.
Good God. This is all wool.
Sweet.
It's an-
Oh god, there's lava. Okay, guys, we're leaving. There's lava.
Oh shoot! Close the portal! Close the portal!
There's lava right there, and it's lighting the wool on fire.
Well, that was a weird dimension.
Okay, so yeah, we're never going there again. That's
Okay,
probably
yeah,
a good thing.
Yeah, okay, let's just go. It's
You
this-
guys want to generate the next
blue
portal?
One. The next blue one.
Wait,
Yep.
have you tossed it in?
Yep.
Already?
Yes, it's the
Oh,
new blue
okay.
one. And it's not even-
What the hell?
Oh my god. Oh god, why are they triggering? Why are they constantly going? The note blocks. Something's actually tripping them.
Oh god.
Killing my computer.
They're just going. They're just going on their own accord.
Everything's the roof's is smooth sandstone.
I'm lagging so bad. I
This
can't.
is so laggy.
Tell me
Okay,
if there's
head back.
anything of value. My
There's
computer-
nothing of value. Get back to the portal. This dimension is too dangerous. I can't get in the portal. It's lagging too badly. Okay,
Dude, that lag was. Why can't I open
so
the
I'm gonna
chest?
name that one no. Okay, that works.
It won't let me open the chest. What the fuck?
Same.
Because you have a shield. Stop shift
I
clicking.
can't- No, it won't let me interact with any.
Stop shift clicking. Now, right.
Shift clicking.
Oh,
Oh, it's
I think it was like. Oh, did you
particles.
next one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I opened up a new one. There's so
Let's
many
go.
explosion particles. There's a starting chest here.
Oh, that is.
That's a lot of
hard
ice.
to see. I can't see. My particles are set to minimal. Please spare me.
I'm just gonna turn off my particles. You know what?
You
I
can't.
can't totally turn them off though, and that's dumb. Like mine are set to. Oh wait.
What are
I'm
these
setting them to
pillars
minimal.
made out
That
of?
Didn't do anything. I can't tell. It's just solid black. It is. I didn't pick that up.
I cannot.
Gray terracotta.
Great terracotta. Yep.
Okay, everyone head back.
This
we can't
dimension
see.
is impossible to navigate.
Hold on, I see
Lex, where
something.
are you?
Oh god.
Lex,
Oh god. I'm going down to the portal.
Lex, Lex.
Lex, you're gonna get lost.
Turn to your right. Turn your right. Go forward. Head back. I can't see shit.
This place.
Alright, I can name this one.
Well, I could have gone without seeing that.
Bl-
Right to the next. Okay,
Wait,
so far
no,
we
it
have-
wasn't. It wasn't this. No. It wasn't this. It was this one.
Okay, well that's blindness simulator.
So we've got two good and two bad.
So this is gonna be the one. This is gonna be the.
Okay.
This is the one.
Hey, Lex, do you have any, like, lava?
Oh, wait.
No,
no, it's
sorry.
the. Wait, it's the
I
same.
know where you can get some though.
Oh, wait.
Okay, well I'm just throwing that in there.
Give us something good. Oh, watch your step. Watch your.
Oh no, okay, that's trippy as fuck.
Oh, why am I lagging so bad in here?
What is here that is causing all this lag?
The leaves are decaying! The leaves are decaying!
Oh, that's
Oh,
what
that's
It's
oh no. Oh no. That's just
oh god, get me out of here.
Head back.
it's just gross.
All of the leaves are decaying at the same time.
Not letting me leave. The portal's not working. The portal's broken.
We gotta get out of here. You can do it. Oh, I'm through. I'm through. I'm through. Good God. Get through.
I accidentally minimized my Minecraft window.
Which one was that?
The red one next to all the blue ones.
Way out!
Bad.
God, Lex, you're not even standing at the portal.
Yeah, I know. I moved out. I was trying to. Oh, server closed.
Oh.
It's 'cause
Oh, no.
the sheer amount of items. Think you crashed it. Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, hold on. Let me reboot it and kill all items.
That's pretty wacky.
So who's excited to do the funny interdimensional travels?
Guys, it's just like the Rick and Morty, the Rick and Rick and Morty and Rick.
And Rick, they turned himself into a pickle. That was the funniest crap I've ever seen.
Can I join yet?
Yes.
What's wrong, Larry?
Rick and Morty and Rick and Morty and Rick and Morty.
Larry, what's wrong?
I can't get out.
Go, you son of a bitch. Go. Come on,
Hurry, kill all items
Just
now.
slash kill type items.
Oh my God! 15,000 entities just died.
Oh, I went through. I went through.
Garrett's through. Garrett's through.
Do it again. Do it again, please. Oh. Okay, we're never going there again.
We did it. No, just the red one. Just mark it as
Leave
freaking
hell.
lag.
Dude,
No.
that was the most fucking...
Lag.
So why does this dimension say never to go there? Too many leaves.
Leaves.
Okay, it's this one. Let's see. What's it gonna have? Instantly dies.
They had an awfully long time to get through this portal. We're just gonna have...
Alexa to the
Loading terrain. Oh, we made it. Oh, it's not that bad. It's just a lot of snow and nether brick.
Huh.
You want some...
I
Oh.
mean, I guess it's handy if you want.
The new nether...
There's phantoms. There's phantoms everywhere.
What do you mean there's phantoms everywhere?
There's phantoms everywhere.
Where?
I hear them, but I don't see them. Oh, that was a lag spike. That might have been.
Oh, I don't like the new sound for the red nether bricks.
Yeah, it bothers me.
Guys, there's phantoms.
Oh yeah, there are
Phantoms.
Heads up! Incoming behind you!
Go. We gotta get through the portal. Alright, this entire area is just nether bricks and snow.
Oh, fuck you, bitch. You a hoe.
Just name it Phantoms.
Phantoms and bricks.
Phantoms and bricks.
Okay.
Alright, I'm doing the next one.
Okay, here. Throw
I'm gonna go make some more signs.
I'm gonna read this. Oh, how interesting.
I need an X.
Alright, if the server crashes, then that's too bad. Oh.
Ooh, emerald.
Oh, emerald! That is a lot of fucking emerald.
Yeah, so now if we find villagers, we can trade.
Yeah, if we find a village dimension, then boy, this will be valuable.
The
This
village
entire place
dimension.
is just made. This entire place is just made out of end stone and emerald ore. That's it. That's the entire dimension.
Oh yeah, and the day and night cycle are weird.
Oh yeah, too.
Hey, wait, we can. Wait, we can use this for beacons.
Oh, that's true.
If we ever find.
Weird flex, but okay.
Just flexing with our emerald block beacon.
Yeah, so this place is essentially just the end, but without pillars and with a lot.
Okay, Lex.
Or it's the end, but with emerald, basically.
Alright, Lex, head back. I'm gonna throw in a new portal.
Alright.
Did you
I'm
name that
going
one?
through.
Yeah, I called it Emerald City. I'm gonna go through the portal.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, this is kind of weird.
Oh, it's a nether slash overworld. With
Yeah, it's made of
glass.
grass. It's made of grass, glass, and lava.
Grass, glass, and ass.
Funny. It's
Wait,
kind of
there's
weird
also
because it's
gra-
like X-raying through the entire nether, so like, see what's on the other side.
Coming
Wait,
in.
there's a mine
There's
shaft.
mine shafts.
You can see the mine shafts. That's cool.
Can I place
What
one here?
the hell?
I can.
Like X-raying.
Alright, I'm X-raying my way into a mine shaft.
Huh.
Yeah, then we can get resources.
I'm gonna explore for a little bit. Let's stick around here for a little while just to get some of the,
What's your plan on getting out?
None. Did Lex just freaking dig straight down into a
Yeah,
mine
he did.
shaft?
He took.
Yes,
We-
but I
we
can
have, like,
see
X-
literally everything.
Oh, there he is.
X-ray.
Hey! Hey, guys!
I wonder if there's any diamond. No, I don't think they
And,
generate
like,
any
it's
ore.
super well lit. There's no mobs. Is that a fucking piston?
I just found a golden apple and some torches.
What's the light level?
Dude, this is awesome.
Actually,
I
this
like
is this dimension is so pitch black it's not even registering.
Wait, really?
Zero
Hold on,
sky,
wait.
zero block light.
I set it to moody and I can still see everything.
I
So,
know.
Yeah, I think it's just. I think that just means brightness doesn't exist in this dimension. Oh,
There is no light. There is no dark. It's just fun.
it's just funny.
Oh, it's like a mirror maze, except you can just break through it.
It's like a really
God, that's
shitty
a
mirror
silverfish
maze.
spawner.
Doesn't make any sense.
It's like a mirror maze, then you were given a hammer.
That's like every mirror maze. What are you talking about?
Ocean.
I'm bad for- I see diamonds. I see full diamond blocks.
Full diamond. Where?
Yeah, I see them too. Wait, what?
In like a lava cave
what
area thing.
is this dimension?
Okay, I wish there was a block designated for breaking glass, because this is a bit of a pain in the ass.
It's called your hands.
Yeah,
Because
breaking
Steve
glass
is an
with your
absolute
hands.
Chad and will freaking smash windows in with his own bare hands and
Yeah, he just
carry
leaves.
17 billion tons of gold or whatever.
That sounds like a chat. I have 2 golden apples now.
Steve is the ultimate ultra Chad.
So were ores replaced with like freaking pistons or something? Because I'm seeing pistons.
Yeah, I see pistons, but I also see. Oh, I see a dungeon as well.
What?
There's a lot of neat shit here. I see a gold ore.
Is that coal blocks? Dang, this is a pretty good dimension. I gotta say. I see Lex digging over to the diamond. Hey Lex, I can see you.
Wait, where are you? Hello there, Stinky.
There's water above you.
Yeah, I know. I can see it.
There's a cave spider spawner next to me. I hope nothing spawns in.
Jeez, this is freaking trippy. Yo, who needs to play Minecraft Dungeons when you got freaking this dimension?
Oh, this is poorly considered.
Now can you not get out of the hole, Lex?
No, I accidentally went straight in the lava without thinking about it.
Are you burning to death?
No, because I brought a water bucket with me.
Oh, that's good.
Garrett's
my
very...
inventory's full.
Holy
See, I can
crap,
throw
that's a lot of gravel under the lava.
Let's see, I can throw away these snowballs.
Be
throw away these
very
emeralds,
careful.
Throw away
I'm
the
gonna
stones, throw
head
away
back.
the
I'm gonna
purple,
head back.
Why
to
is
the
this
portal so
all
we don't,
pink?
Throw away this empty water bottle. Alright.
I guess we know where to get glass if we have a silk touch pickaxe.
Well, there's actually a couple of neat things here, and you know, there's a lot of. I'm gonna head over to that dungeon.
Specifically
close.
pink glass.
So I gotta say, yes, we're going back to this dimension.
This is my favorite Minecraft mod I've ever played, and it's not a mod.
It's vanilla Minecraft. Good job, Mojang.
This is the best update ever.
Yeah, I
Honest
want
to
them
God, I
keep
hope they
this.
keep some form of this.
Well, it's a
Even if you can
snapshot.
only access it through commands and shit, if they actually keep some of these features, that would be awesome.
Well, actually, it is a snapshot.
Hey, which one was
Yeah,
that?
but all of these things are going to be removed from
Garrett,
next
which
snapshot.
bookcase was that? Garrett?
Hold on.
Art.
I'm currently getting out of the freaking dimension. I'll tell you once I get out.
Oh, hey, minecart.
Actually, no. I think it was
Pumpkins.
the second. It was the second next to the top. No.
That?
The yellow one.
Is that another minecart? Oh yeah. Ooh, dungeon. With no spawner for some reason. But there's bones.
Currently digging myself out. Dark freaking breaks this.
And we got beetroot seeds.
Oh
Alright,
yeah,
I'm
right.
headed
Salmon
back.
has freaking driving lessons.
Yes, that's why he's not here.
Wow, Salmon just
Sam just fucking dipped.
Salmon
Really?
just freaking Salmon's going off on the Wonder Man.
Wait, what?
He lost it.
He's lost it.
Not
Dude, I need to
concerned.
take like a shit, but I should probably get back first.
God, this is freaking trippy.
Can somebody give the portal codes?
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna put it in chat. It is. Then it's the X and Z.
Yes, Gart, I know.
So I'm going to see if this is actually the Mirror Maze dimension because I have no clue.
Wait, you just kind of guessed?
No, like I'm going it by like sorting, like up. Mental Jin, I've come to say the end.
No, Spy, don't do it. You don't know what you're messing with.
Wow, this glass breaking sure is fucking tedious.
Da. Need to grab some lava. Go.
How comedy. Oh no, I have coronavirus.
Imagine having coronavirus. So Lex, did you make it out of the portal yet?
I'm
What's
still
the- what's
breaking
this
all this
book?
fucking glass.
Or what's this book?
That's
Like-
an extra one I grabbed accidentally.
See through it? The hole? Sorry, I don't think it's a good idea. Having that next to all of the books.
Shut up.
Okay, let's see here. What did I get?
What are you doing?
I accidentally put down block. Shut up.
Wait,
Wait,
fuck.
didn't Lex say that he got diamond blocks?
Yeah. Got a couple. Right, negative 239. Negative 83. So I'm kind of betting it's all the way up there. Okay, yeah, that's a lot of
Hey,
up I have to go.
Up, I have to go.
Get out of the portal then.
What?
Get out of the
Oh, no.
freaking.
That's a lot of up that I have to cover. A lot of the direction up. You know, as in the movie.
Or just travel into the dimension and teleport him to the portal.
I'm trying to figure out where the fucking portal. Wait a minute, I have water. No, that's not gonna in this case. Wait, actually it might.
Surprise!
Okay.
Okay, now let me test if this was indeed. Yeah, okay, it was. Next one. Up.
Have fun, Lex. What? I thought
Why
you
are you
needed.
telling me to have fun?
I thought you were trying to poop.
Oh,
Oh,
that's a lot of bone.
that's a lot of purple and green.
Hey, what's the green? Oh.
Bro, it's like Cosmo and Wanda if Wanda was purple.
Wando.
One.
Wando.
Oh, straight up wooden planks, unless these are slabs.
Oh, I almost just.
Oh, they're the book generators.
What?
There's the book generator blocks over here.
Wait, what? Oh,
The infinite book maker machine thing block. You know, the one that we have like 40 of in our house.
yeah.
Alright, well, there's not really a lot to see here. I don't think. Like, it looks crazy, but like...
Wait, are the book generators flammable?
Why?
Yep, yes, they are. They are flammable. Okay. This is just stairs.
Government's trying to censor information, be like...
Wait, what is that?
The
What is that
book,
rainbow?
the
Lex-
book
Lex-
generators. You mean authors? What the hell?
Oh god, there's
Phantoms!
Retreat! Retreat!
Phantoms are back! Let me out!
Alright, Phantoms and Bones, that's the summary for that one.
Lex, don't you need to solve your poop issue?
I'm still sitting in a pile of my own shit.
Next one.
Oh! For a second I thought I was about to walk into water, but it's just very red here. What is this?
What the hell are these?
The cold blood.
It is... My inventory is way too full, I need to unload. It's pink
There's
giant.
giants. There's giants.
Oh shoot, there are giants.
There's also
Oh fuck, that is a lot of giants. Let's go giant killing. Why do I hear constant lava noises?
I don't know.
There's slimes.
They're what?
There's slimes. It's the closest one.
It's making the constant sound of somebody putting down a lava bucket. It's
Yes,
really
yes it is.
annoying.
I'm getting these coal blocks.
Because the giants don't drop anything.
Well, I mean, this isn't the worst dimension we've been to, it's just really fucking annoying.
So, I guess this dimension is good for melting stuff.
What are those green things?
What even originally were these coal structures, actually?
No idea.
Oh, I got out of the biome and now it's not making noise anymore.
That's cool, I guess. I'm also out of the biome.
I'm killing this giant.
Lex, did you just fall in a hole?
No. Oh, I just realized it made me red too. Huh.
Let's see here.
Well, I've been in...
Oh yeah, there are
worse dimensions.
slimes here.
Yeah, there's slimes, there's giants, there's a lot of coal.
This is a cool dimension.
Yeah. I rate this dimension 7 out of 10.
Yeah, it's not the best. Watch, we're gonna find like an overworld dimension that's just covered with diamond blocks.
Yeah, one of these days we're just gonna find a straight up diamond dimension, but we're still looking. Why are giants still in the game? I honestly thought they were.
Well, their files are probably still there.
The fucking noise. Yeah, that's not great. Gonna be honest, that ain't great.
I got a lot of coal.
Alright,
Yeah.
don't miss! Oh. Hey, I actually did it.
What?
I used the bucket.
Uh,
Okay, I'm leaving.
no, we're a little occupied. Alright. Into the portal we go.
Oh,
I
fuck.
named
Dude,
it.
that was...
I got
Wait,
two
you
stack.
generated- Okay.
I got.
I'm
I
going
named
to put
it.
some...
You should name it coal so we know what to expect
It's a
in it.
7 out of 10 dimension. No.
Coal, 7 out of
We
10.
need more chests. So,
I have a lot of coal.
we're just gonna take all those spruce planks. And just
We're gonna need more chests.
Yeah, I just made one to put with this one. Remember back when you couldn't put two chests right next to each other?
That was a sad time.
That was truly not a gaming. Alright, it's raining. I don't want to be in this dimension. It's too depressing. Actually, we should sleep. Maybe that'll ward off some of the phantoms.
That's probably why so many have been spawning in.
Yeah, that's true, honestly.
I don't think they live there. I think they're just spotting in.
new dimension.
Because we're
Yeah, I
freaking
think that might
morons.
just be a normal... I think that might just be a normal spawn condition for phantoms.
What the hell? Savannah?
The edge. Okay, note to self, don't fall off the edge.
Oh, there are a lot.
Is this just a hell savannah?
There are a lot
Hell
of
sav-
creepers here.
Oh god, yeah, no.
It's more like limbo savannah. Oh fuck, the day-night cycle.
What the hell is this? Get in the portal, get in the portal, get in the portal!
Glass.
What's glass?
Coal.
What's coal?
There's
It's just a really fucking weird dimension, honestly.
okay. No, this is not a good dimension. This is not safe.
This is a scary dimension, I don't like it.
This
What do
is
you mean
not a
it's
safe
fine?
dimension.
There's monsters, but other than that, just
This is-
weird.
This is not a safe dimension. Probably because of the fact that we can't get through the portal if they surround us.
Get Shrek'd!
In terms of what there actually is here, I mean, I see a witch.
There's not much, it's just a savannah.
It's just a giant savannah with a lot of mobs.
And horrible day-night cycle, which is also made out of glass for some reason.
Yeah.
What?
Oh fuck.
Haha.
That is... Okay, nope. We're leaving. We're leaving. I'm out.
Yep, I'm getting out of here.
That's a lot of skeletons. Fuck, where's the portal? I might have gotten a little lost.
Do you need help?
How
Yeah, maybe.
how lost are you?
Coordinates!
I have no fucking clue where I am. I
Coordinates are -244, -76.
-2. How the fuck did I get so far? Legitimate. I'm like 200 blocks away.
How the hell?
Run back! I like it how I have a bin full of marbles, but then there's just one marble that's not really
Oh,
marble, it's more of like...
I see Corey.
Alright, come on, let's go.
I'm
Let's
already-
get
Why?
out.
Why is the sun and moon so small? Like the moon's freaking microscopic.
Are you guys back? Yeah, okay. I already named it. It's Limbo.
Alright, put us through, Gart. Oh fuck, I accidentally stepped out.
Oh, what is that?
That's loud and very ugly.
And lagging.
Right.
Yeah, what the hell is lagging so much?
There's so many sea lanterns. Wait, can we break these?
I'm getting out of here.
Oh, yeah, no. My computer is not ready for this. I don't know what's happening,
Get
but
out.
I'm not.
Oh,
it's
so
so
laggy.
laggy.
I see lots of bees.
Bees?
I see magma cubes.
Okay, no,
I,
we're going.
I can't look at a straight line. I can't get the portal.
I can't get the
Abort, abort.
God, it's a fucking PowerPoint.
I can't abort. I am unable to escape.
I'm almost at the portal.
I am unable to it can't move!
Every non-player entities.
No! Oh my god.
I'm in the portal, I'm in the portal.
I'm out.
I'm in the portal, I'm in the portal.
I don't know where I am. Stack Overflow.
Crashed.
Kill all the entities, Corey.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know, but I'm scared. Oh.
Alright, put it back up, please.
Yep, loading back up.
Fun times in the crash dimension. Actually, no, that's not the crash dimension. It's just like, you know. Encrypting.
Kill at
What
E.
the fuck does it need to encrypt what I'm doing on a... Why am I still here?
There goes player.
Okay, I'm back. Server closed.
I
God
closed.
damn it.
I accidentally hit the X button because I'm very
God
smart.
damn it.
I am very smart.
That wasn't even the server, that was just you being an idiot.
It was just me being stupid. I made it through the portal though, so that's a victory for us.
Server responding again.
Yeah, it's up. No, not going back there.
Alright, is it back up?
Yep.
Jesus Christ. You know, sometimes you're playing Dimension Root, and sometimes when you're doing that, you just go straight to a crash dimension.
Alright. Starting on this upper corner here.
Why isn't it taking me anywhere? What's wrong with the port? Oh,
What?
it's nothing.
Oh, don't look down.
There's nether gold ore and like that's it.
There's no
Oh.
floor.
Oh, a lot of nether gold ore. And also, I think fucking mine shaft.
Green glass. What the hell is this? And end gateways. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of end gateways.
Yeah. Oh, I see a nether city part. Also, for some reason, I have a book in my inventory.
Oh, that's the one I you accidentally grabbed it before I did.
Oh, whoops.
What the hell is it? There's no ground.
What dimension did you get to?
The upper right corner.
I wonder if I could actually manage to reach one of the end city structures that seems to be here. See if there's anything of interest.
They're pretty
honestly this is just
destroyed.
weird.
Just mark this one as question mark.
There might be something of interest. Honestly, we didn't feel like staying.
me. I like it how we are not doing anything. Uh-oh, it's loading.
Why isn't it teleporting me?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, it's loading.
What the hell? That's a lot of.
Oh, no!
Oh,
Go back! Send me back!
What the hell is this?
this is something.
Spiders! Spiders!
Go
Go
back!
back! I'm out. Nope.
There's spiders, there's poppies, there's mine chests, there's starter chests. Really, it's got it
I've been
all.
poisoned.
Oh, it's cave spiders. Oh fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah, that seems like a good name.
And there's phantoms.
Garrett named it Spiders in Pot.
Let's get back. Go back.
Ah. What the fuck is attacking me?
Oh,
Hey, what the hell is that?
Oh fuck.
kill it.
Indicator.
Closing the portal!
Where the fuck did you go?
Oh, it's still alive.
Where is it?
It's outside. It's out of the house, don't worry.
It goes through walls.
I killed it. Alright, it's dead. I
Lex
killed
is
it.
taking more damage from the freaking berries than he is from the magical creature that flew in from another dimension.
Dude, put slabs or trapdoors on top of these. Basically, must when you're building a berry farm.
Okay, fine. I'll get some slabs.
It's pretty easy to make a bunch of slabs using the stone cutter.
For cobblestone, all I have to do is just like.
You throw it in, and bada bing, bada beanie, 64
Alright,
slabs.
can we take a break from portaling so I can go take a shit?
Yes.
Yes, go take a shit.
Alright, have fun. I will have fun while I'm shitting.
You boomer.
Ah, much better.
Just shift into it. I'm gonna go set up my hammock. I'd say we should just stop it now.
Yeah, we're gonna sleep in our hammocks tonight, boys. Ha ha ha, funny. I have a melodica. It's very fun. Okay. Yeah, I think we'll just end it here. I guess, since there's no one playing anymore besides me, and that's pretty boring. So, thank you for tuning in to this episode of Dimension Hopping in Minecraft. That was only slightly a mistake.